And my mom's best friend since childhood was in her wedding. Ever since her wedding, my mom had never saw this woman again, never talked to this woman again. She looked for her, she called her family members, never heard of her or where she was. Even when social media was coming out, could not find her.
Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's me, Sum.
And I'm Cody, and we're Cody Sum.
If you are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe. We're bringing you a video a week, maybe about our relationship, gay culture, gay lifestyle. I don't know, what are we talking about today?
Today, we've already discussed our topic on marriage and if we will ever do that. So today, we're kind of gonna fall into the category of children. If we want children, how we feel about children, the children that are in our family, the children that our friends have, friends who have children. I think collectively we have like 14 or 15 nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
So that's really...
Yours
I only have four. I only have four. To one sibling has four.
And I have, my sister has two, my stepbrother has two, and then I have two half-sisters who also have three, but I don't have time to get into all that.
That's too much.
So, collectively we have quite a few.
Do we want kids? I grew up wanting 3 or 4 children. Even after I came out, I always expected to have a lot of kids. My brother started having children. I love my nephews and nieces so much. And they love us, they love him a lot. 4 kids is a lot, and we're down to maybe 1.
I think it's just anything after 2, you're outnumbered.
Yeah, well, because you have 1, and then you're like, everyone's always like, oh, they need a friend, you can have your own child. We've also said that if we do have a kid eventually, awesome. If we don't, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if we did, and we've talked about it, like it would be like in 5 years. First thought would be getting proposal and wedding out of the way, doing some traveling, get a house, get all that stuff locked down for a few years. Also get a dog. Let's start with a dog. Let's make sure we can do that. And then have a kid. And then of course people are always like, well, how are you going to do it? You do surrogate, you're going to adopt it.
And I feel like that's something we'll decide when the time comes.
Yeah. I mean, being that it's like a 5-year thing from now, it's who knows how we'll feel at that time.
I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of having a kid in my 40s.
I know it is weird to think like, oh, we say 5 years and that means that you're pretty much 40. That means they're graduating high school when we're like almost 60.
We have one gay couple that, maybe we know two gay couples that have kids. I have a lot of girlfriends and they all have 2 or 3 kids. Our lives are very different, not just because we're gay, but also because we don't have kids and those friends do. Mm-hmm. What is the right and wrong thing to do when making plans with couples that have kids versus couples that don't have kids?
I think we just don't make plans with people that have kids.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Like,
get a sitter.
I feel like I'm old enough now, and my friends are old enough, that we just have a mutual respect for each other, knowing our limitations and what we can do and what we can't do, you know? It's not, like, I don't take it as a personal attack against my lifestyle. I hope they don't feel like I'm judging them because they have kids, because I certainly don't want to be judged because I don't have kids.
With all of our gay friends, like I said, we have one couple that we're close with that has a child. I just really liked the way that they have done it. You know, they've been together for over a decade. They waited until they were together for about 7-8 years before they had a kid. Yeah. And so they're at a point where they're at a level of success that they don't have to sacrifice going out or having friends or having a social life because they have a kid, and vice versa. I mean, they're kind of what I think we aspire to be, is that when we do have a kid, we're at a level of success that we can have both.
We learned a lot from them of how you're able to keep the life you have and have a child. I think a lot of problems I run into with my straight friends, you know, they have several kids, or, you know, they had them a lot younger than what we do, so they maybe weren't making quite as much money at first.
Gays, we have to kind of really plan it out in that way.
I think one of the bigger issues that we've been running into is, as we go home for holidays to stay with my family, you know, we love my nephews and nieces. They give us so much attention, maybe a little too much.
Yeah.
But we've learned that we can hang out with you during the day, we can see you during the day, but like, we like to have our own space at night. We need to go to bed in our own space and have a shower and a bathroom and a TV and just like need some quiet time. We're not in our 20s anymore. I'm 34 and I want my own space. I want my own space at night, and I say that to even friends who don't have children.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's nice about having nieces and nephews is that at the end of the day, you can give them back.
Yeah.
As much fun as we can have with them, by the end of the day, I'm usually exhausted.
Yeah, and I think having nieces and nephews made us realize that we're not quite ready
Yeah.
to give the life that we would want to a child.
Yeah.
So.
But it's also made me realize that at the max too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be outnumbered.
It's
but
funny.
like,
He was maybe
I was
9,
like
and I was
3.
like 4, and now he's 2, and I'm like maybe 1.
yeah. I mean, who knows? We could, get into our 40s and just want to adopt a 5-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
so we both love being uncles,
Yeah.
and we love seeing them, getting them gifts, getting their love back. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But as far as doing that full time with our own kid,
Yeah.
not anytime soon.
And I love my friends. I love their children as well. But and it would be a lot easier if I lived closer to them. But I don't. So I do my best at spending time with you and your children, and also seeing all my other friends who maybe don't have kids. And
All our other friends.
I think I don't think there's any expectations you should put on people at our age now about your friendships, especially when you live far away. I actually have a really crazy story. My parents got married at like 18, and my mom's best friend since childhood was in her wedding. My mom was pregnant when she got married with my brother. Ever since her wedding, my mom had never saw this woman again, never talked to this woman again. She looked for her, she called her family members. They didn't, they said, oh, I'll tell her to call you, never heard of her or where she was. Even when social media was coming out, could not find her. And maybe like a year ago, my mom saw somebody who knew this woman, and my mom was like, did my husband sleep with her, or like something crazy, because why do you cut someone out of your life the day after the wedding?
Yeah.
And this woman said that this girl and her other friends made a pact that they would never have children, and if they did, they would not talk to that person anymore, which is wild.
That's bizarre.
And now I'm to a point in my life where it's like, I understand that. I mean, I wouldn't cut someone out of my life.
But to just like not return phone calls,
Yeah.
or like, it's one thing if friendships just kind of fade away naturally, but that's like you just put a dead stop to it, like consciously.
But like you were in her wedding,
Yeah.
and that is the last day you saw her. That's like a Lifetime movie.
But even like now, a lot of times are trying to find new couple friends because we're a couple.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of gravitating. I feel like we now have a lot more friends that are couples than we had before. So I think you just naturally gravitate towards people with similar likes and interests and lifestyle.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it makes things easier sometimes. And
you have similarities. You have similar interests.
but at the end of the day, none of this takes away from your friendship with somebody that you've had before they had kids, or after they had kids, or before you get married. I feel like we all need to get to a spot where we just respect the friendships for what they are and what they can be, and that we know other people have a lot going on in their lives. Just be respectful of each other.
I definitely don't want to have a kid until my back is fixed.
Yeah, we both have bad backs, and I don't think that's going to get better.
I don't know why we're standing for this video when our backs hurt.
But
I'm going to go take an Advil and a muscle relaxer, guys.
that's all we have for today.
Yeah, all right, bye.